Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It's Monday. And it's not Monday meets the marketplace, though that always happens. It's not that we say that with great anticipation. I can very much feel. I felt it yesterday, felt it very much this morning in the kind of the gray and cloudiness, that there was really kind of a depressive spirit around people. You know, the hurricane has come and done its deal. And there are other things in life and business right now that are not encouraging. And so the kind of the spirit of depression, or of at least some apathy, or some, what are we going to do now, is a part of the psyche and kind of the spirit of at least we in North America right now are sensing that. Now, of course, we're also discovering that it's not oftentimes the storm. And the storm is bad enough, but as someone said, it's the after storm, where we really begin to discover that the after storm can be just as bad, if not worse, in some cases, than the storm itself. So, in the proverbial lines of Scott Peck, life is difficult. And I'm just going to simply today reinforce that and say that's okay. And a false sense of a jubilation and celebration is probably not called for, because it probably is not what really is going on. However, I would like to share one short story on this Saturday. I think it's a true story. It's certainly a truthful story, and perhaps it might be helpful and useful to you on this Monday, as we are truly now, as we said in the new year, in what are called the days of awe. And perhaps we can find something of awe in what's going to happen this week. I'm Stan Houston. The program is Interesting Ideas, and it begins right now. I made some major decisions over the weekend. We used the time to look at our situation, and there are some great opportunities, but we are facing some immense difficulties, just like everybody. And so, as I say, this new year calls for not New Year's resolutions, but perhaps some adjustment of our intentions, as well as an adjustment of our attitudes. And I actually came across, because I like old things. You say, well, you're old. Of course you do. Yeah, I like old things. And I like old books. One of the reasons I like old books is just simply the way that they are prettier, you know. The typesets, the formatting, the appearance of old books actually is much, much better than our newfound. I know they're just fine. They're beautiful, but there's something about the old books that has an appeal to all of us. And this book is probably about 100 years old, and it's called Streams in the Desert. And it's a series of little daily stories, most of them religious and inspiration, but mixed in and throughout, and because of it, they just simply happen to be things that might say, they SOS. Okay? What's the SOS? I oftentimes say, same old stuff, and of course there's all kinds of other words, but in the midst of same old stuff and the other things, strengthen our soul. Strengthen our soul. And perhaps if you're looking for a prayer for the day, you just might, that might be the one you whisper. SOS. Strengthen our soul. Here we go. Here's what it said. Paganini, the great violinist, came out before his audience one day and made the discovery that just as they ended their applause and saw that there was something wrong with his violin. He looked at it a second and then saw that it was not his famous and valuable one. It was not the violin that he was going to play with. It was some old second-hand one that he had around. It said he felt paralyzed for a moment, then turned to the audience and told him that there had been some mistake, and he did not have his own violin. He stepped back behind the curtain, thinking that it was still there where he had left it, but discovered that someone had stolen his and left that old second-hand one in its place. He remained back at the curtain for a moment, then came out before his audience and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I will show you that the music is not in the instrument, but in the soul." And he played as he had never played before. And out of that second-hand instrument, the music poured forth until the audience was enraptured with enthusiasm, and the applause almost lifted the ceiling of the building, because the man had revealed to them that the music was not in the machine. The music was in his soul. And one of the things we've said about, this new year is we're going to try and become more human. And that is to strengthen our soul and to resist the tendency to turn us all into mechanics and machines and things of that soul. It is your mission, tested and tried one, to walk out on the stage of this world and reveal to all the earth and heaven that the music is not in conditions, not in the things, not in externals, but the music of life is in your own soul. Then a little poem. Again, that's the way these old books were. If peace be in the heart, the wildest winter storm is full of solemn beauty. The midnight flash but shows the path of duty. Each living creature tells some new and joyous story. The very trees and stones all catch a ray of glory, if peace be in the heart. There we go. This is just a short little reflection on Monday. You have a difficult week ahead of you. I know you do. And in some ways, as someone has pointed out, the people who survived showed courage. But now, when things get very, very difficult, we'll begin to find out who are the ones who really have the spirit of gratitude and helpfulness, and the others who simply use it to try and loot others and demand their own way and their own stuff. Yeah, as someone said, sometimes the storm is bad, but the after storm can be worse, and sometimes it kind of reveals who we really are. Well, I hope that might have been helpful for you today. That's what I do. I try to help you, and what we shared, SOS, and the music is not in the situation, it's in your soul. Perhaps that's an interesting idea for you to think about as we go through the week. I'm Stan Houston. These are interesting ideas. I'm stepping forth because I have a way to help you and your business, and you can check some things out about what we do, but I simply want to encourage you to simply say this: Stan, first of all, could I do a little bit of what you do? Certainly you can, because that's what I do. I help you do these kinds of things. But there are things about my 40 to 50 years in broadcasting and my many years as a business performance coach, primarily to entrepreneurs, that, as someone said, whatever problem you tell Stan about your business, he won't be surprised. And that's true. Let me see what I can do to help you and your business. I'm Stan Husted. Reach out to me at stanhusted@gmail.com, stanhusted@gmail.com. All the best and blessings all the time. Till tomorrow. Bye for now.